Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I have the end of the year book tag, and I'm excited to do this one because I have never done this tag before, and I believe Ariel created it about 3 years ago. I will leave the link down below to the original video, and you guys can find the questions right there if you guys are looking for them, or if you guys are planning to make this video for your own end of the year book tag, you guys can find the questions right there. November's almost over, and I thought what better time to do the end of the year book tag than now. I know a lot of people started doing it at the beginning of the month or at the end of October, which is fine, but to me it felt like it was too soon. So I waited until almost the end of November just to make sure we were closer to the end of the year. So it is gonna be a really short tag, but I've seen this going around for a while now and it's super fun still. It is a really fun way to see the books that I still have left to read during this year that I really wanted to get to. So I'm just gonna get started with it and not make this longer than it should be. So for the first question we have, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And for that, I do have a few books that I started this year and I didn't finish. And even though I would love to finish these books, I know it might not be possible because I have a few other plans for my reading after this, but it would be nice if I do finish reading them. And the first book I have that I did not finish this year is Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. I really like this book and I'm not sure what made me stop reading it. I think I got to page, according to my bookmark, I got to page 132 on this book, and I have no idea why I put it down. Honestly, I was really enjoying it. I'm not sure what happened here, but if there's a book that I would like to finish before the end of the year, it would be this one because how gorgeous is this cover, and the story is actually a really good story, so I need to get to it. The next book, it's a book that a lot of people loved. Everyone was excited for the release of this book, including myself, but I never finished it, and that is Crescent City. Well, it's actually House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and the series, it's called Crescent City, but honestly everyone refers to this book as Crescent City, so it's okay. Anyways, I started reading this book. The same happened to me. I got to page 37 and I never picked it up again, and I feel like the reason why I didn't continue with this book, it's because the first few pages are like such info dumping and it was really boring. But everyone says that after the 100-page mark the story starts, and that's when the book actually picks up. So, but I highly doubt that I'll get to it this year, even though I would love to. Might not happen, but this is a book that I started and didn't finish it, and I know it's everyone's favorite book, so I definitely want to get to it at some point because I do like Sarah J. Maas's books, but we'll see what happens. The next book I have here, it's a book in Spanish that I started reading, I want to say back in June, July, August, during the summer, and that is El Príncipe del Sol by Claudia Ramirez Lomelí. I am on page I'm on page 40 on this book, and I didn't continue it. I was actually enjoying the story, so I don't know why I never picked it up again. It's like the same thing happened with all of the books. I was really liking the book, I was enjoying it, but something made me put it down and I never picked it back up. So again, a book that I want to finish, and maybe I'll be able to get to this one. We'll see. The next question is, do you have an Abdominal book to transition into the end of the year? And the answer for that is no. I don't have a specific book for this, but the book that I've chosen to do that transition is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rufus. This is a book I've been wanting to read for a very long time, and I actually wanted to pick it up last year and make a vlog about it, but I didn't. I think I read 30 pages of the book and didn't continue with it, so maybe this year I'm hoping to pick it up and do just that, as I wanted to just make a vlog about it, see if I fall in love with the story as everyone else. And I've managed to not spoil myself with this story. I still don't know what it is about. and I'm happy with that. I want to go into this story blind, or as blind as possible. I kind of have an idea from the 30 pages that I read, but I'm still excited to pick it up. And this is probably a book that I'm going to pick up by the end of the year. The third question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And the answer is yes. I actually didn't know that this book was going to be released this year, and I just found out a few months ago, and that is Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. It is the second book to Ready Player 1, I believe, and I'm really excited for it because I really loved Ready Player 1. I actually didn't like the movie just because it was nothing like the book. I mean, things happen very differently, and I had just finished reading the book when the movie came out, and I was very disappointed. But I think that if I watch the movie now without thinking about the book, I might like it. I might enjoy it. I'm not sure. I haven't watched it since it came out, but I'm excited for the book. I really like the first book, and Ready Player 2 actually comes out tomorrow. If you guys are, today's Monday the 23rd, so it is actually coming out November 24th, so that would be tomorrow if you guys are watching this on Monday when I'm posting it. The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And for this, I've already mentioned one of them, and it is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I really want to get to this one probably next month, which is what's gonna happen most likely. And the next book that I'm planning to get to this year is La Sombra del Viento by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is The Shadow of the Wind. I know a lot of you have read this and loved it, so I am planning to get to it. I'm actually gonna pick it up today, and I'm excited for it because this is a story that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. And since I have this week off because of the holiday, I am gonna pick this one up and hopefully fall in love as well as everyone else has. And for the third book, I actually just have like a general idea of a book that I want to read, and it is a Christmas holiday themed book. I actually don't think I have ever read a holiday themed book, so I'm excited to pick one of those up. I do have a few options. I've seen a few holiday related books around, so I might pick one of those for sure next month. So I would suggest for you guys to subscribe if you guys would like to see which holiday book I pick up. I'm probably gonna do a vlog on it, so it's exciting. The next question is there a new book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And for that, I do have a few answers for that one. So I'm gonna start with a book that I actually already read, and I knew it was gonna be one of my favorite books, and I was hoping for it to be one of my favorite books, and that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I read this a few weeks ago at the beginning of November, and I fell in love with this so much. I can talk about it non-stop. I actually love the second book as well, so this series has become one of my favorite series of all time, of the year. I know this came out last year, but I read it this year and it became one of my favorite books of the year, and I was hoping for that because I had heard so many great things about it and it didn't disappoint. If I was shocked that a book was my favorite book of the year, it was Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. The second part to Serpent and Dove, this book received more of like mixed reviews, and I actually thought that it was gonna have second book syndrome, but it didn't. It actually ended up being one of my favorites as well as the first part, so this one shocked me to be my favorite book. But I do believe that one of these two will become one of my favorite books of the year as well, if not both of them. I'm really excited for these two. I know a lot of people love both of them, so not necessarily shocked that they will become my favorite, but I'm hoping that they are a favorite. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? I don't necessarily make plans for next year. I go monthly. I am a mood reader, so it is very difficult for me to make plans, but I am hoping that I will read more science fiction books because that is a genre that I don't pay much attention to because I don't enjoy it as much, but I do want to expand on that, as well as adult fantasy. I tend to read more YA fantasy, but lately I've discovered that I enjoyed adult romance instead of YA romance. So I think the same thing can happen to adult fantasy. I might enjoy it a little bit more than young adult fantasy. I'm not saying I'm gonna stop, but I do want to integrate more of the adult fantasy into my reading for next year. I have accumulated a few books that I want to read, so I'm planning to start with those and then we'll see from there. But that concludes the end of the year book tag. If you guys are taking any time off this week because of the holidays, happy holidays, and let me know which books are you planning to read before the end of the year. And that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!